Okay, today I am shooting for top 3 on maybe top 4 on best webinar ever. Not sure if I'll knock off the top spot because that could be pretty hard to beat. And I want to go over in depth what I think is kind of one of the biggest SEO secrets in affiliate marketing, but we've got a bit of other housekeeping and test result stuff to talk through first. So let's just run through those things before we get into the main course. Just a quick reminder that in order to be notified first about Thomas's new PR domains, you do need to be registered on expired domains for SEO.com, and that is on a top tab inside the training. So let me just find that. This is what it looks like, this site here. You should have, if you're on that list, you should have been notified late last week about a new batch of domains that Thomas has. And over on the training, you can just see here at the top, and let me grab the fancy pen highlighter device. So just here is where you need to just click on to be taken to that site that I just showed you. Here, Thomas assures me that he will have domains coming more regularly now. Sometimes his communication isn't as great as what I would like, but just bear with him and hopefully you can get access to a bunch of domains at very, very good prices. Okay, so the next big news here is heat map tracking, and what I'm talking about is that you've probably heard of services like Qzx, for example, for doing heat map tracking on your website. So if you're not familiar with that technology, basically it's a service that just records where people click on your pages, how far they scroll down. In some cases, in the case of clicktail.com, for example, I'll show you their site in a moment, that you actually get video recordings of what visitors do on your website. Now, these are actually very useful services, but they've got some pretty big drawbacks. On Qzx, for example, all of their plans you have to pay for 1 year ahead, and even on the $49 a month plan, you can only have 50 active pages, which you can probably see in front of you there. So it's not exactly super cheap, and on the, that doesn't look very obvious, does it? Let's go back to a pen. Even on here, on the $19 a month plan that you have to pay for a year ahead, you can only have 20 pages, and for most of us with quite a portfolio, that's just kind of completely inadequate. And you can go up to 100 pages, but even that may not be enough, and that will be $99 a month, and you need to pay a year ahead. So it's over $1,000 to use Qzx, and that doesn't have video recording capability. If we have a quick look at Clicktail over here, they actually don't have prices, and you may recall from a previous discussion I've had with them that there are no prices quoted here, and you have to get into a painfully drawn out scripted conversation with one of their consultants. And it turns out that, at least for me, that if you want to have a site well covered, even not a particularly big site, it can cost upwards of $3,500 per month, which is quite a lot. There is also a paid plugin called WP Clicks, if it's still around, which can also do some video recording as well. So those are potentially some options. So the reason I bring those up is that over the weekend we invested in an agency license here on Heat Map Tracker. So this actually does all of those things that Clicktail and Qzx do, almost all of them I think, and maybe even some that they don't. But if you want to use it even on their professional license, you can only use that on 10 sites, that's $300. If you want the agency license, that's $497. The reason I bring that up is we bought the agency license, and we're going to be offering this heat map tracking facility to all current SEO Traffic Hacks members for free, We're still figuring out just the mechanics of it, but hopefully a little bit later this week we'll have it ready to go and you'll get an email about it. We need to check on just what it kind of draws on in terms of server resources and all that sort of thing, if that's an issue. But the package kind of offered for free will be quite a bit more generous than ClickTail, so that will be for current SEO Traffic Hacks members, so that's good news. And often you can find really, really good information there about dead spots on your page or unexpected hotspots where you might move, a call to action button or something towards it. So that will be obviously a really good service when we implement that. The other news in that area is that shortly what we're going to be doing with Traffic Planet hosting is to, and let me just find that page here, again for current SEO Traffic Hacks members, we'll be offered the business plan on hosting for free while they're in the training program. If you choose at some point to leave the program, just like with the heat map tracking, you will then need to pay for those if you want to keep those going. But while you're in SEO Traffic Hacks, you'll be able to access the business package, which is up to 5 websites, and it's pretty quick. If you test my blog on Pingdom Tools, for example, you'll see that it's kind of got super fast speed. We also do any site migration for free, so if you've got up to 5 websites, we can bring that over for free. The team do all the work for you. And as I say, as long as you're a current member of SEO Traffic Hacks, you get the hosting and the heat map tracking provided for free. So I'll send more details on that through later this week as we get the nuts and bolts of it figured out. Okay, let me just turn off my pen here, if I can. Okay, and erase that. My mouse has gone to sleep. Okay, now one of the really exciting areas of testing in SEO Traffic Hacks recently has been this whole business with zero content SEO. And if you've missed out on what it all is, I really encourage you to go and look at it because it's pretty incredible. So today I just want to, after we go through this screen here, I'll run through all of the current rankings for our sites, and on the whole they're doing extremely well. And in fact, a little bit later I'll go into another couple of other zero content SEO tests that we're doing at the moment and just talk about those results as well. One of the side tests that I've done, actually I'll come to that, my .us 10 sites ranking, I'll come to that shortly. Also on the forum, and I'll put links to these below this video, is Muffins, one of the members, is probably on the call now. In the training area, is talking about his successful experience with zero content SEO, and also you've got Gazalad or Gary on his mono silo test as well, which did work quite well. Then I want to just jump onto this critical monetization kind of issues, or the big issue, and that's where we're kind of going to talk about this SEO secret. So just to recap very quickly, if you're not familiar with the configuration of sites that we had for the zero content SEO, basically what I did was I took or created 10 brand new empty WordPress sites, all of them with different US hosting, so all with different US hosting companies. The domains had never been used, they were completely fresh, brand new domains, and on 10 different niches, varying levels of competition, but a huge range of keywords for each. And basically the theory behind this, or the hypothesis to be tested, was whether or not it was possible to actually rank a completely empty website. And one of the benefits of that is that Google will often not rank sites for no apparent logical reason. And the problem is, if you happen to build a complete site with all of its content and all of your best conversion elements on that website and then it just doesn't rank. You then have to move the site, or if you kind of don't know what you're doing necessarily, you could have just be recreating another site. This way we can determine very quickly whether Google actually likes a particular site and then a particular empty site, and then build out our money site on that. So all of these are with the same domain registrar. I used name.com in this particular case. They were all mono-siloed, but interestingly so far, and I've checked about half of these sites today, none of the inner pages at all are ranking, at least according to SEMrush, which was the quickest way to kind of go through and test them. So interestingly, not one of those inner pages is showing up for absolutely anything. These are all .com domains. They all had privacy enabled at name.com. They all received 50 private blog network posts from one of my testing networks. That was around about 2 weeks ago. I think it might be 2 weeks on Wednesday, a couple of days from now. And there's yet no follow-up run, so it was just an initial spike of 50 posts. That's 50 links on 50 different sites with PR, PR2 to PR4. Just about coming up on 2 weeks ago, I think it is. All of the links were targeted at the home page, no inner page rankings at all, as I said. In terms of anchor text that I chose, I looked at a combination of things like I put the URLs of the top ranking sites into the Google Keyword Planner, looked at what keywords came up from that, did some keyword snatcher checking, and also just normal Google Keyword Planner stuff. And something I've now added to that is SEMrush as well for the top ranking sites in the niche, seeing what they're ranking for, because they're probably consciously targeting certain terms. So in the past week or so, I've kind of repeated this test with 10 super cheap $3.99 .us GoDaddy domains. It's not possible to have privacy protection on those. They were all at GoDaddy, so all of the registration details were the same, and so far, absolutely none of those have shown any ranking movement whatsoever. So it looks like at the moment you want to stay away from those .us domains. At the moment I'm also testing empty PDFs on Amazon S3. That's a little bit early to see any results, but I'll report back as soon as I have any data on that. And while all that was going on, I was also for a affiliate site project in a technology niche that I was working on. I just did it with 5 sites, 5 brand new domains, and 4 of them just completely did not do a thing with the above kind of steps, but one of them kind of flew onto the middle of page 2 for quite a competitive term in there, so that saved me a ton of time, and I could just build my site on that and start doing more SEO. I can do more PBN links and obviously keep it going. So you can see by this process of elimination, kind of brute force, we're turning kind of Google's this dynamic of randomly ranking certain sites but not others, even though they're sort of configured identically, have the same amount of content or lack of content, same quality of links going to them, but entirely different rankings results. And this is all about SEO efficiency and, you know, very, very quickly getting up new money sites that are already ranking, because it's sort of been proven with Google. One other interesting implication of all of this zero content SEO work, because it's obvious that on-page content doesn't really matter that much. And one of the ways that we can monetize and take advantage of that is by, for example, we can buy a complete PLR kit which includes sales page, product, upsell, things like that. And for the sales page itself, we can convert that sales page into a series of pictures. So to the reader, it actually looks like a conventional site with all of the normal headings, photos, text, or whatever. But it's actually made up of just a series of images which look original to Google, because they're just kind of these screenshots just sort of all stitched together on the page. And theoretically, we should be able to use zero content SEO to firstly see which site is going to rank in a particular niche when we've already identified the PLR kit, if we want to use that approach. And once we see which site is going to rank, we can then put the PLR site on it with the text as images, the whole sales page as images, and we should be able to avoid any duplicate content filter by doing that. The problem when you get a lot of PLR, obviously, is it's been used by hundreds and hundreds of other people, so it can be impossible to get it to rank because it's duplicate content. But that image, changing the text into images, is definitely one good way around that. Okay, so let's run through the rankings. These are all from today, and this is all from my microsite masters account here. So in the dating niche, we've got a few top of page 3 rankings. We've got a position 14 for 260. To me, this actually, while it isn't spectacular, to me this suggests that Google does quite like this site, and a bit of extra SEO I can kind of push on and get it up to page 1 because it already has some momentum across a bunch of different search terms. So that one is looking quite good. One of our goals here actually in the next few weeks, hopefully during April, is to now turn these empty zero content SEO sites into actual affiliate sites and get them earning, which is the obvious next step. So that was in dating, so not doing too bad. We're seeing some good up movements, a few down movements, which is completely normal. This is in a blogging sub-niche. Again, not super spectacular rankings, but we are dealing with an empty site here. We've got a ranking of 31 for a 4,500 search term. Could do better. What I could do is follow up with a second set of 50 PBN links here and just see how it responds to those and make a judgment call on whether or not to invest in building the site out. This one here is a bit weaker on rankings, music instrument lessons, so think of something like, how to learn piano, that kind of thing. Again, this is probably worth hitting with another 50 post run just to see what happens with it. And in fact, I think that's actually a very good test for the next webinar, and just to kind of track what happens on these. So this is the superstar of all of the 10. So this is a coupon code sub-niche. If you think of something like Macy's coupon code, it's that kind of search term focus, but it isn't Macy's, so don't check that search term. You won't find it. So among the best results, we've got a position 3 for 33,000, position 3 for 8,100. And actually on a few keywords it's ranking higher than the brand's own website, and this is with an empty website with just 50 PBN links outranking the original company's own website. So one good option here is that I can come along because I can see Google likes this site a lot, and I've got a kind of a generally branded sort of shopping name for the domain. I can build it out with lots of other coupon code pages. I could go after, for example, things like the Macy's coupon code or lots of others from VigLinks. What I've seen from my own link shortening statistics is this. I basically just ripped off an image from hellocoin.com for this retailer, for their kind of coupon code image, which I do need to replace actually, and I added a link shortener link to it with my VigLink affiliate links, and according to my link shortener I was getting like 50 to 100 clicks a day through that coupon, but curiously they weren't showing up in VigLinks, and I'm a bit reluctant to talk to VigLinks and get them to look at my site, which is kind of deceptive in that the coupon code doesn't actually work. So hopefully when we get a bit of time here we can figure out what's going on with our VigLinks not being recorded. But a very simple page now with just one image and otherwise basically empty apart from the mono-silo text. Getting those 50 to 100 clicks a day, you can see if those clicks were working properly, this would be quite a lucrative website. Okay, moving on. This one is in like a craft-based sort of niche, position 7 for a 210 search term, on page 1 for a search term with 1900 there, and down here, if I just grab my spotlight tool, just down here, we can see we've got position 12 for 2900, position 12 for 2400. That looks pretty good to build out that site and get some kind of affiliate links into it. Okay, moving on to our next one. This is another music niche. I don't think we have super spectacular rankings here, but on page 3 for 1000 search term, page 4 for a 6600 one, not too bad, definitely worth hitting with some more links to see exactly what happens there. This is in a health niche. This is one of the weaker performers. The best result is position 58 for a 600 a month search term there, so nothing too amazing. And the next one is kind of a software niche here. So we've got page 2 ranking. There is about the pick of it. Page 3, when the search volume goes up a bit, page 3 for this 1900 search term, and just tipping over into page 4 for a 3600 search term. So that probably has some promise there and could do well with extra links. This is the worst of the lot, and absolutely no ranking movement whatsoever, even on very, very weak terms, not even in the top 100. And I think it just perfectly illustrates how unpredictable Google can be with ranking sites. I mean, so strong on coupon code and some of the others pretty good results, but there on that one, not a single ranking for any keyword in the top 100. Quite incredible. This one here is an insurance sub-niche, and we've got some okay page 2 rankings here for search terms with like 720 and 880 searches a month here. If we go down a bit, we're on page 3 for this 5,500 term here. Got 3,000 term there. That one's not too bad, and again, could do well with some extra links there. Just remove all that. Is that our last one? Yep, it is. So just before I move on to monetization, I'll just check if there are any quick questions on any of that sort of experiment results there. Andreas has asked, the dating site rankings, the zero content site? Absolutely. Yep, absolutely no content on there except just the mono-silo link text to each page. Srinivasa has asked, are these rankings achieved only with PBN links? Absolutely, only with 50 hit all at once. Well, the goal was to do it all at once, but we had some problems with article marketing robots, so I think it was spaced over about a day, like a 30 post run and earlier in the day and a 20 post later in the day, but normally I would just hit them with a 50. Yep. So those were that's all the SEO that it had, those empty sites. Okay, moving on now to the SEO secret of secrets in affiliate marketing. And even if you think this is kind of a bit obvious when this first begins, I really encourage you just to stick with me when I show you kind of how deep the rabbit hole goes on this and the potential here, especially if you're using something like zero content SEO. So the thing to keep in mind with all of these tactics that I go through on webinars and in the training areas is that you're kind of in a unique position because you have a lot of SEO expertise, and that can literally be directed, you'll see this a lot in a minute, at any niche whatsoever. And the key, though, is that you actually have to use it. It isn't good just to necessarily read it. You have to come out and use some resources and really apply it. So I really encourage you to do that. Okay, now if you're unhappy with the performance of your affiliate site, so this has had a big focus on affiliate marketing now, but it kind of applies to even something of your own to a certain extent that you might be promoting. This is the big issue, and when I first got into internet marketing from an affiliate perspective, I was doing this completely all wrong, and I was doing what almost everybody that I see in affiliate marketing still does completely wrong, And if you can embrace what we're about to go through here, I'm pretty sure that you'll see just a massive, massive improvement in your earning income from just not doing this thing in affiliate marketing that kind of everybody's following the herd. And from what I've seen, nobody has taught what I'm about to teach here today in this webinar in this level of detail or with this level of emphasis and importance, because it really can be kind of a light switch for the income from your sites, and I'm not exaggerating with that. And I'll explain that particularly in the context of some of my ticket sites as well in a minute. So here's the issue, and I want to develop on this a lot more. The product you're promoting, how strong is the brand behind it? So, for example, people searching for Taylor Swift tickets on Google, or HostGator coupon code, or something like Venus Factor Review. What I see most affiliates doing, and what I did, was I tended to focus on the problem solution. So it's how to get your ex back, it's how to lose weight, these kind of search terms. And when people came to my websites, which were pretty horrible, I've got to say, but that doesn't mean they can't make money, I had that huge kind of step or part of the process of convincing them that the thing I was promoting on that page was the solution for their problem on how to get their ex back, or how to lose weight, or how to get rid of acne, or whatever. And on the whole now, I kind of largely just don't do that kind of thing. I do it a little bit, but I know that on those sites the conversions are much lower, and I've got to do a lot more pre-sell and a lot more kind of lesson-based convincing work to do. In fact, recently when I was checking conversions on one artist, and I don't want to name the particular singer because it's kind of too easy to find my sites, one particular artist, we had for a stretch there, it was obviously like some big tour announced, we were getting 30% conversions of traffic coming to that page. And these are not people opting into a list for free or some cheesy free CPA offer. These are people spending real money, and in some cases over $1,000, because they were going to the show with a group of friends. So where you've got tickets for sale, for example, that could be start at $100 or $200, but they're already, the brand is already established. So for example, someone at home typing in Justin Timberlake tickets, and this wasn't Justin Timberlake, but I'm just using it as an example. Someone typing in Justin Timberlake tickets, when they get to my page about cheap Justin Timberlake tickets, I don't have to convince them about who Justin Timberlake is, or that he's an enjoyable live performer. The brand is already completely established, and in a way the conversation has already been had in the buyer's mind or visitor's mind about getting that ticket. They just want to buy. All I'm really doing is just trying to intercept the click and just get in between the buyer and the online seller, and that's my goal. I don't need to do any relationship building. I don't need to do any pre-selling, any persuasion. All I'm doing is just getting in front of that buyer so that I can get the click. 30% conversion is phenomenal, and most websites are flat out doing 1%, and many do way, way lower than 1%, and a lot do 0% conversions. And I think we've all had those kind of websites. So you can see where you bring in the power of a really well-established brand into your affiliate marketing, and it's actually a lot simpler than you think, and it's a lot more diverse, the market for that, than you think. And I'm going to walk you through that now and show you. You can really skyrocket the amount of income, and it's, I think, you know, looking back through Ticket Network sales in the last few months, we had quite a few over $1,000 purchases and things like that, and on Ticket Network that's 12.5% commission on each one. I think probably this month, for example, we're on track at the moment. We'll see how it pans out, but we could actually have something like close to a $10,000 a month on ticket commissions, which would be great. Previous highest is close to 4,000, but probably at the way we're going at the moment, probably closer to 10,000 for the month. And that's the power of a brand, working with a brand of what you're promoting. So my best advice to you is if you're failing with a weak or a non-brand, I would just dump the site and direct that energy elsewhere. And you know how, especially even with things like zero content SEO, you can rank very quickly. You can rank very, very quickly with SEO traffic hacks tactics. So I would suggest if your site is going nowhere, if it isn't converting, I would dump it and look at branded search terms that have good volume and pre-established trust and interest and like kind of with their buyers. You're going to do much, much better by getting on board with that. So here's the objective. Let me just get my drawing tool out. So obviously here we have the buyer who already has made up their mind that they want, for example, here, and we're going to have a look at search volume and the cost of these. These are diamondback bikes, mountain bikes on Amazon. Now, I don't want you to get the idea that I'm kind of, heavily promoting Amazon here. It's just for the convenience of presentation, and there are other ways, other affiliate programs that have much better, much more favorable conditions than Amazon. The biggest problem at Amazon is that 24-hour cookie. So if someone doesn't buy within 24 hours of coming through your click, you get nothing for the sale. On the potential upside, if they buy other things apart from that diamondback bike or whatever it might be that you are promoting, you also do get a commission for those, but I've never found that particularly substantial. So all we really want to do here, we've got the buyer, this guy here. Can't really draw, who has already made up their mind. They're pretty keen on the diamondback bike and they're going to land on Amazon. And really all we want to do is be the guy jumping into this space right here. So we've got this brand searching buyer, and I'm going to use another kind of metaphor here, what I'll call the Qzx900 principle. And let me just explain that very quickly. I've always been kind of a fan of Japanese sports car, always liked them a lot. And the last car that I owned in the UK, I don't own a car in Bulgaria, but the last car I owned in the UK was an Mazda RX-8, which is a wonderful little car. And the thing is, if I'm looking to buy an RX-8, RX-8 is quite a distinctive kind of car. I don't know if you're a car person, but they have a unique kind of engine. And the result of that is you get a pretty unique kind of driving experience, and it's either you're into that or you're not. It's very digital. It's got the people who love it and the people who couldn't care less or hate it or whatever. So you can imagine if I'm a buyer looking to buy an RX-8 and I'm at a website trying to sell me a Honda or a Volkswagen. You can see the resistance. I mean, why would I be interested in trying to convince that person away from what they already want, or not just be targeting the RX-8 and kind of giving them what they're actually searching for? And though it's not exactly the same thing, I think you have that problem in affiliate marketing when you have this kind of generic site that is targeting these keywords that do offer a general problem solution, but it's got no brand power behind it. You don't have that pre-selling step already done in the buyer's mind for you. I mean, part of the beauty of the coupon code monetization is that you're joining in the conversation very late in the buying cycle, so late that you're actually kind of stealing already buyer traffic from the retailer, which many of them are not too keen on. But you can see here that it's no good, for example, if I'm ranking for diamondback bikes, but I'm selling rally bikes, or I'm just talking about bikes generally and hoping that someone who goes there will click on a link and go over to Amazon or wherever it is, hoping that somehow there's going to be a brand connection. You need to make it really, really clear and be very focused and targeted on exactly what that buyer is looking for. Okay, let me get rid of those drawings and my pen. So, the thing is, there are actually tons and tons and tons of brands to promote as an affiliate, and excuse me, this is far outside of internet marketing and conventional sort of SEO, Warrior Forum, even Traffic Planet sort of circles. There are just so many brands and so many different kind of industries and products to show you that you can promote. And the thing is, if you're promoting a product that has no brand equity, you're actually you're kind of doing the heavy lifting for them rather than taking advantage of the existing brand equity. And many brands have firstly spent millions or hundreds of millions of dollars investing in developing that brand so that people are searching for them. They've got a foothold in the marketplace or even dominance of it. And many of these brands actually have huge search volume. We're not yet at the huge SEO secret about affiliate marketing either. Now, I just want to run through a whole bunch of random examples here about branded terms. So I'm going to jump over to my Market Samurai and also another tool. So let me jump over here. So we've got this brand called Sterling, which to be honest I've never heard of. So if I just jump back to keyword database.net, which is quite useful, I'm going to use it here just to check search volumes. We can see here we've got 10,000 people a month searching for Sterling, the brand. Also here Sterling watches gets 5,500 as well. Even Sterling watches review, and if I jump over to Amazon, we can see here that you've got some Sterling watches, for example, and I have toggled this by prices highest to lowest deliberately as well, just to show you the potential here. Sterling has watches that sell for $1,300. They've got a bunch of others here around the $1,000 mark. And if I just come back to Market Samurai, we can see here that for this keyword Sterling, the one that had almost 10,000 searches a month, from position 2 to 10, the backlinks on the page are all under 10. We've got Amazon Overstock, forum page, and a couple of eBay listings. There's eWatches, Yahoo Shopping. Even when we look at the PR, we've got PR 0 in position 2, that Amazon page. That forum page is PR 0. The SEO competition is so weak here, so weak here. And with some of their watches selling at $1,000, you don't necessarily need that many sales to make that exercise worthwhile. And it could be that you just have a kind of a general shopping product, whatever site, and you just have one particular page that you've created with that Sterling, and you don't even have much content on it. You could even just kind of use the coupon code approach where you excuse me, where you kind of imply that a discount can be gained if you want to go in that direction. You don't need to create masses of articles here, and you should be able to rank very, very quickly for that. If we have a look, that's Sterling, so if we have a look at Omega watches, for example, I don't want to keep banging on about watches, but they are quite a good one, good example. Have I done that? Let's have a look actually on Omega watches. Let's just jump into, actually I have done that one already. And let's check our search volumes, of course. JBL speakers is one I'm going to come to in a minute. Just waiting for that to load. So we can see that Omega Watches has monthly search volume of 40,000, and over here in Amazon, just to get an idea of the price range, there could be cheaper ones. We'll just see what we can get by highest to lowest price. Okay, so we can see actually that Omega has got some really expensive $20,000 watches. Now you may not be able to sell one of those every day, week, or even month necessarily, it just depends. But you can see there that you would not need that many sales, successful sales here, to make that simple page with a bit of simple SEO, especially if you've got access to some PBN links to rank for that. Let's have a look back here on Omega Watches. So the site in position 3, we've got an eBay page with one backlink. This authentic watches here is PR1. It's an inner page, PR1 with 49 reported backlinks. Got a few more on these others here. We've got a Twitter page, we've got a Facebook page, and down there you've got an Amazon page with 12 backlinks. That's on a 40,000 search term. Let's have a look at a couple of others. And I think you're starting to see what the big SEO secret about branded search terms is. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a quick look at Zenith watches, and then I might move away from watches onto some other different products. Let me find Zenith watches here, and let's make sure we actually have some search volume. Okay, so we've got 4,500 searches a month in the US, which is not super huge, but could still be lucrative and very quick if you're just throwing up a page on it. The site in second position, PR2, with 27 reported backlinks. This Amazon page has no backlinks in third position, PR0. You've got other pages here with absolutely no backlinks at all. And let's just double check on Amazon to see if they've got some expensive watches we can promote there. So let me just choose the department just so I can toggle it by highest to lowest. Okay, so Zenith watches, you have 6,500. They've got almost $5,000 watch, and then they go down to much cheaper as well. Actually, I'm not sure if these even are Zenith watches, so they might just have a few. And there are definitely a lot of other watch affiliate programs that you can look out for as well. It doesn't have to be just the ones I've talked about here. Let's have a look at this Audemars one. Just find that on Market Samurai. Not sure I remember what Audemars actually is for. It could be jewelry. Let me just check. I think it's quite expensive jewelry. Okay, could be watches. So we can see here that, actually I didn't even toggle by highest, but Audemars watches can be $50,000. Your commission on these, you've got to watch on Amazon if you're doing this. Some products don't have a commission, they're just exempt from the program. I think there are a few in electronics because the profit margin's too tight. But you should be able to get between something like 4 and 7 to 8% commission, depending on the amount of volume, amount of sales you put through your account in one calendar month. So we've got $17,000 watch, $22,000, $36,000, $22,000. Even a 4 to 8% commission on that can be quite substantial, and you don't necessarily need sales every single day to make that viable. Let's have a look at this one here, which is AM Scope. So now we're moving out of jewelry and stuff like that. AM Scope, I think, is a microscope manufacturer. AM Scopes are in Amazon. And have a look at the weak backlinks to this page on AM Scope. So position 2. In fact, Google struggled so much with relevancy here that they've actually listed 5 pages from the company website. That kind of shows just how weak it is. We've got all these pages with 0 backlinks to the page, which is, to me, one of the main indicators, apart from uneven page rank, that that's a very easy term to rank for. Let's just check in Amazon on the costs for those. Make sure it's worth our while. Personally, I prefer more expensive things on Amazon to promote if I was going to do it, rather than much cheaper ones. So if I choose a department here, might be industrial and scientific, I think. Maybe. So you've got microscopes here, over $10,000. And I can't recall anybody on Warrior Forum or the like ever talking about going after the microscope niche. Or some of these other industrial ones that I'm going to show you. So you can see it here that there's a real lack of serious SEO competition on this page. And I think by now you're kind of figuring out that the big SEO secret about affiliate marketing is that, generally speaking, branded search terms have extremely weak SEO competition partly because most affiliate marketers are stuck on the problem-solution kind of paradigm in their head, like how to lose weight fast or whatever, rather than targeting branded niches. And the thing about a lot of these brands and a lot of the search volume is that really we don't care what the particular product is, and we don't care that we don't know anything about it. What we do know how to do is to get a page ranking quickly and get some clicks through and get some traffic going to Amazon, where potentially, if we're in that 24-hour window, if we're using Amazon, we're going to get an affiliate commission for it. Let's have a look here at another one. This is rugs, Iran-Kerman rugs. So let me just find that. Hopefully I've got it here somewhere. Might need to type it in. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, I don't think we need to wait for the final 2% there. So on this Iran-Kerman rug, and let me just show you what they sell for, can sell for even on Amazon quickly here. And again, we're seeing the same scenario, very few backlinks to these pages, eBay listings, some other weak pages here, PR0, very, very weak competition for these. And if we jump back to Amazon and just check that rug, I don't know why this caterpillar came up, but that's actually a good niche to go after for $455,000 to buy one. Could be under patio, lawn and garden, maybe. No. Okay, let's just go back. Probably under the first one. I think it was about $15,000, $14,500, that one there. Yep, 4,000. Any higher ones? So you have rugs here, $39,000, $17,000, $11,000, $14,500 rugs, a whole series of rugs there available, and as I showed you, very, very weak SEO competition. So I think you're getting the idea, and rather than bore you by just take you through every individual product, I'm just going to quickly run through just some other examples here. One that I particularly wanted to point out was this one here for Generac generators. These are outdoor electricity generators. And you can see here just how weak the competition is. And again, they've had to kind of put the Generac company in the top 3 spots. There's not too much else that's super relevant. We've got 13 backlinks, 6 backlinks, 0 backlinks, PR000, a 2 and a 3 here. And if we have a look at a couple of quick things, I kind of jump back to Amazon and we have a look at Generac generators. Hopefully. Let me just, I think it's going to be, nope, we've gone back. Okay, just bear with me. I think, maybe is it under patio, lawn and garden, and then price high to low. We can see here that these are like $35,000 each. And the interesting thing is that Generac themselves do have an affiliate program. They're trying to set it up with Condition Junction at the moment, but you can directly approach them. The negative on that is that you'll need to have a good-looking website, very professionally done, in order for them to probably approve you, and they don't list exactly what their affiliate terms and conditions are, but they've got to be a lot better than Amazon. But there you are, like with a $35,000 product, and let's just check keyword volume as well. I'll jump back to Google here to do that. So 22,000 people a month are searching for Generac generators. Obviously not all of them buyers, but again, you could set up a very simple website or web page to try to just target some of that traffic, and you could very easily come in and dominate that page, and partly because no other internet marketers are really going after this that I can see. You might, maybe this down here, this home power systems, possibly they've done a bit of SEO work, but even with that they're not ranking that well, so I don't see them as serious contenders. So Generac generators, so anything like that, it's kind of industrial, scientific, you're just not going to run into a huge amount of SEO or internet marketing competition. So just some others very quickly. Still chainsaw here, you can see all the PR zeros and backlink zeros. Still chainsaws don't sell for a huge amount of money, so I'm not necessarily recommending that, but it's more to give you an idea of the diversity of products that you can actually promote as an affiliate. But again, we're doing it with the brand. It's about the still, that brand of chainsaw, rather than an affiliate site that's like how to chop down trees in your backyard, that kind of thing. We're directly going after that brand searching traffic. Shelter Logic is a tent company. They sell outdoor camping tents and canopies and things like that. Again, look how few backlinks to the page. 0, 04, 010, 40, very, very weak competition. And it's got some good search volume as well. I can't remember what this brand, Lab Conco, actually sells. Just looking at some of the things there, because I researched quite a few of these, but again, very weak competition, not that many backlinks going. This one here wasn't branded, but something like Evaporator, that's something else to consider. Solar panels, this DM Solar has some search volume. And in fact, there are so few competitors there that the first 5 positions are all from the same website. And then you've got a Twitter page, a couple of YouTubes, a forum page, Amazon. Very, very weak competition. Waterfall speakers, I think this term has like 10,000 searches a month. Waterfall is actually a brand, I'm pretty sure. And you can see them on Amazon. They sell for a lot of money. Let me just have a look at some others. Scott Bikes, for example, here. Hardly any backlinks to the page. Quite a few PR zeros there. Any others ones worth looking at? Schwinn Bikes. Bit stronger competition here, and you do have some backlinks, but in the bottom half of the page, not too much going on. So if you're going after that, you might look at going into the long tail potentially a bit more. So even here, I've just written down a few others. You've got Amazon things like extruders, plastic extruders. You've got $1,000 fountain pens. You've got $10,000 zoom lenses, $37,000 kitchen appliances, mobility aids, even caviar. $6,000 an ounce caviar sells on Amazon as well, and there are probably other affiliate programs out there for it. And there are all very established brand names on caviar as well that people can be looking for. So then once you've done some research, like I've just kind of touched on it there, then you just need to find and test some conversion templates, and that's just a matter of research and some time. With Google SERPs, you can go to mixrank.com, and obviously you can do the heat map tracking on your own pages as well, based on what I talked about earlier. So just to run over, just to wrap that up very, very quickly. So the big affiliate marketing SEO secret, and I don't know why it's a secret, I don't know why we affiliate marketers kind of have done it the way we have, which on the whole doesn't work that well. This big secret is that branded search terms usually have much weaker SEO competition, while most affiliates fight over solution terms like lose weight fast, etc. So not only do branded search terms convert better, and I know that from the likes of my ticket site, for example, and a few other projects I'm involved in, but the SEO competition is weaker and the conversion is better, so it's definitely the branded terms are what we want to go after. There's a world of opportunities there. I touched on things like generators, microscopes, all kinds of, there are industrial things, sports things. And remember, as I mentioned earlier, my empty coupon code zero content SEO site is outranking the original company on some terms already. No content, just 50 PBN links. So what can you do with these? You can obviously just build them as affiliate sites and keep all of the revenue. You can build these mini sites, rank them and flip them is definitely an option as well. And if you've got some sales there, you'll definitely have buyers all over you on Flipper. 1 to 2 sales a month might be enough, or depending on some of that really crazy stuff, even a year could be worthwhile on some of these, especially if it's just taken you a very little time to create a page for it and then to get it to rank. The SEO competition is very weak here. Ideally, you want to look for affiliate programs with better conditions, especially the cookie length. You want something much longer because it's unlikely those really expensive items are going to be much of an impulse buy. If it's $10,000 or $35,000, are they really going to buy within 24 hours on the first time they visit? I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know for everybody necessarily. One of the ways I found quite a few of those products for this webinar presentation that I wanted to do is just to search on Google for a list of the most expensive items for sale on Amazon. My view is that you just want to be I'd rather have bigger commissions for fewer sales than a lot potentially of little sales, because those commission rates, if you're doing it with Amazon, are extremely small. Hardly any internet marketers or SEOs are active here, so we're going to very weak competition which we can dominate quickly. And as I showed you, Generic have their own affiliate program over on that website. I'll leave a link to that below this webinar recording. So really what we're doing here is putting together these elements. We're putting together the SEO power of private blog networks, the fact that zero content SEO clearly works, and we're combining that with the conversion power and low competition of branded search terms. And all of that adds up to what we all really want, is to build and develop a converting site portfolio. We want to keep adding new pages and sites to our portfolio that consistently produce income. And in my view, branded search terms are pretty well the best way to go about it. Okay, so that's the presentation for today. Excuse me. Now I'll hand it over to questions, which hopefully I've answered a lot by my presentation there. So let's see what we've got. Let's have a look. Tony has added the dating site landing pages hardly ever have much content, and I'm probably pushing that to a new level as well, Tony. Srinivasa has asked, what kind of anchor variations have I used for the coupon code niche? I used a lot. I on that 50 post run, I used about 45 search term anchors. And basically I got those through Keyword Snatcher, a normal Google Keyword Planner search, and putting the URLs of the top ranked sites into the Google Keyword Planner, and then compiling the list and deleting all the stupid ones that were not relevant, and just kind of filtering it down to a better list. Matt has asked, how should we promote the branded term sites through parasite pages or new websites? From what I've seen and what I'm doing now with these zero content sites, Matt, I would prefer to have control of the site through owning it rather than through a parasite, but maybe you're going to run into one that has tough competition, but I think you've seen from theirs the competition is extremely weak and you can get after it. Let's see. So Matt has also asked, so test 10 new sites and see which one sticks. That's exactly it. And in the case of that tech niche that we did during the week here, I only used 5, and 4 of them failed miserably, but luckily one of them was a hero, and we'll be building everything on that particular site. So 10 is nice if you have the resources to do that, but maybe you can get away with just 5 to filter out 1 or 2 winners, and the others could become their own kind of PBN or 301 to the winners of that experiment, so you can even kind of recycle those. Srini has asked about a link to the CNN and Gov sites. Didn't find it on the forum. Let me show you now, Srini, very quickly. So I'll jump over to the training area. So we're here. Just move my boxes around. So if you can see what I've got here, Srini, it's this link right here. Broken link boss, SEO mega hack, CNN backlinks, just here. This one here, that's where you want to go for that. You just turn that pan off and come back to questions. Okay, looks like I've covered everyone's questions today, but as usual, if you think of any after the webinar is over, which will be very soon, just post your questions and comments below in the forum, and I should have this recording up probably within the next 15 or 20 minutes there. Guys, thank you very much for joining me on today's webinar. I really encourage you to get up to those branded searches which can convert great. And stop kind of working on failing problem solution ones if they are failing. If you've got some that are working, you know, all the better, that's great. But definitely get some branded pages or websites going. I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I hope to see you all on the next webinar, and thank you again for joining me today.